Can you tell us what happened?
So early Monday morning between 3 and 4 a.m., a man came onto our property multiple times. We have a couple Nest cams, one on our porch that overlooks our front door and one over our driveway. And the alerts from the Nest cam woke my husband up around 4 a.m. And at that point, the guy had turned the camera, so we didn't have a live feed of him. And if he was still on the porch at that time, my husband woke me up and I called the police. They were here very quickly. We're able to sweep our property and determine that he was no longer on our property, which was very reassuring. But then going back through the footage from the Nest cams, the man had come back and forth onto the property 8 or 10 times over the course of the hour, tried multiple times to damage or, damage our one porch Nest cam with what appears to be like an airsoft rifle. I'm not familiar.
Sure looked real though.
Yeah, terribly sort of terrifying footage, and eventually resorted to just physically moving the camera with a gloved hand. We have a clip of him trying our front door, and a good chunk of footage where he's just looking in our front window at our living room and dining room. So
No, had a mask on.
yeah, at first he comes onto the property and he's covering the lower part of his face with his hoodie. And then at some point he goes back to wherever he'd sort of been hiding, and comes back with a proper face mask on. Almost the whole time he's not wearing any shoes. And at one point is carrying sort of like a shoulder bag, but that disappears in later footage. So I'm assuming he had his stuff sort of stashed somewhere in the vicinity.
And your husband was home and 2 kids?
Yeah.
What's that put through your head?
It's terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying. My husband currently is getting up very early to go to work. So had we somehow slept through the Nest cam alerts, there's a chance that this person would have been in our house when my husband was getting up to get ready for work. I hope that his only motive was theft and not, not assault, not anything against us, but certainly makes you feel violated and sort of and scared.
Never had anything happen like this before. Not close to this ever.
Not close to this. I would say maybe 18 months ago, we saw somebody go through my husband's van. We left it unlocked one night by accident. I think they took some spare change. It was like peak pandemic, so we didn't report it, weren't too concerned, because if he needs the coffee money more than we do, that's fine. And didn't do any damage to the vehicle or take anything else. So.
And when did this happen?
This guy?
Yeah.
It was Monday morning between 3 and 4 a.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
None of the neighbors?
I've heard some reports like further up the road that somebody tried to open a door, but left when the dogs started barking. But nobody in the immediate vicinity that I know of has cameras, so there was no footage capturing him making his way to or from our house.
And all I've seen is he was wearing a mask, wasn't he? Like the full.
Yeah.
Like, in other words, you can't describe.
I think
him.
it looks kind of like it's almost skin colored in the video. It's quite creepy.
That's what I felt. Yeah. Was it? And forgive me because I don't know anything about the porch lights. Were the porch lights on, or is that just a light from that?
That's just a straight like night vision.
Yeah.
That a Nest cam has. Yeah.
How scared were you when your husband was saying there's somebody at the front door with a gun?
Pretty terrified. Like. I'm kind of impressed that I was able to be like, okay, let's call the cops and let's figure this out, because normally I think that type of thing would sort of paralyze you with fear. So
what how have your nights been since? I guess it's been one night.
We actually managed to get some sleep last night, but I generally feel very like tense, and we're both a little bit on edge, and our kids are too young for them to grasp what happened, so they don't know. We haven't told them. I don't know that we will for a number of years. So you're trying to be positive, but it's
Shakes you up.
yeah Yeah.
airsoft gun or not.
Yeah.